Hi, today we will talk about why you need to get to know yourself before you can start creating your dream life. So, as you know, we are all very different, and what is important for you might not be important for me. We all have different value systems and different priorities. Just because we are all women doesn't mean that we prioritize our families or our jobs equally. So the need for being a mom first and a working professional second isn't the same for all of us. This is why it's crucial that you take time to get to know yourself and understand what your highest values are, so you can start creating life that is according to your highest values. And human values underline every aspect of human behavior. So you could say that the hierarchy of your values dictate your destiny. Somebody said, "Tell me what your values are and I will tell you where you're going." If you really want to know how to do something extraordinary with your life, you need to find out what your values are first. And this is not something we often talk about. This is not something that is commonly discussed. It's brushed under the carpet type of topic. We often assume that we women in many ways are very similar. Of course, this might be a bit of generalization, but like I said before, just because we are women, it doesn't mean that we all value family and our closest relationships as much as or more than professional success. Finding out what your values are will help you find your work purpose, your life purpose, your fulfillment. It will help you find your motivation, your inner strength, and work towards your goals that will form part of your future. So really, the first step you can take is get to know who you really are. What do you really want? Do you want to have social impact? Do you want to, first and foremost, have a happy marriage? Or do you want first and foremost have a very successful, profitable business as a woman? These are all possible ways in which you can go. And there's nothing wrong with either of them being number one. Unfortunately, not many of us know themselves very well. So we women often feel that we don't have the luxury to take time in our life to get to know ourselves really well. Quite often we find out what we don't want before we figure out what we do want. And the best example of this is our relationships, or for example, our romantic relationships. Only by living with someone under the same roof and having them in your life regularly present, you learn what aspects of their behavior can irritate you and which aspects make you happy or content. You know, I have some female friends who are very fulfilled in their primary role of a caregiver and a family maker. And I also know some women who want to be businesswoman first and a mom second. And there's nothing wrong with either of those. Most important is that you know who you are. And once you do, you should not swap the order of your priorities in your life and swap the most important values with the less important values just to keep someone else happy. Because doing that will never allow you to be free and be truly happy long term. You need to find your authentic self and you need to live according to your highest values. So it's important that you empower yourself to live your life according to yours and not somebody else's values, despite of the pressure that we have in the society, being women, and often the pressure we get from our parents and grandparents and our often very traditional families. We need to become our own friend. We need to get to know ourselves. Knowing this will help you tremendously. It will help you improve your relationships. It will help you communicate with courage and express yourself freely. You will be able to build more successful business if you figure out that one of your highest values is wealth building, for example, because you will be so determined in building this successful business because the biggest joy you get from wealth building. And the same might apply to being healthy and staying healthy. So you decide what is most important to you. You decide if you will spend the rest of your life serving others, perhaps by having a greater social impact on the life of others, and giving back to the community. If you want to be first and foremost good looking and rich, we don't judge you. You've got to remain who you are in order to be happy. The areas of your life where you're not empowered in, other people are going to come and overpower you. This is almost given. So you need to make your best effort to empower yourself. You might get distracted easily by ideas of other people, and they might even completely, subconsciously impact how you live your life, or how you enjoy your life, or how you're making decisions, or how you're spending your free time. So you need to strive to be empowered in as many areas of your life as possible to be free. John DeMartini, who is an author and motivational speaker, says it's very important to fill your day with high priority actions so you don't fill it with low priority distractions. Ladies, this message is for you. Only by knowing yourself without judgment and giving yourself love and understanding, finding out what's really important to you, you can live your life freely in an authentic way, focusing on what you really love. Never judge yourself or others for having different values, whatever they are. Whether they are having a balanced life, becoming wealthy, creating a legacy, or raising children, or having good physical health. There are many different ways in which you can find out what your highest values are. However, one of the easy way to figure out what's important to you is by practicing self-awareness and simply by observing your reactions in certain life situations. For example, during a heated discussion with someone, when you don't feel understood, when you perhaps feel ignored or disrespected, or when you have no impact on the outcome of an event you really cared about, you might have a really strong reaction, which might surprise you. In those situations, generally speaking, the stronger the reaction and the bigger the internal turmoil, the higher the chances that one of your important values is not met. Learn what's important to you by the way you react in the absence of it. Be kind and gentle to yourself. Be your best friend.